RadioOnFire.com. Yours truly, Don McKay, in here, broadcasting from Radio on Fire Studios here in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah.
Reef in the building.
I'm back, you guys. Better than ever. Glad to be back.
Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Yeah.
Shows.
So you haven't been here for a little while. What have you been up to?
I had some things going on. One thing is I had to get my record expunged. For those who don't know, I got arrested 3 years ago, 2014, for burglary in the fourth and malicious destruction of property.
And you just going in.
And well, it wasn't kicking the doorway, because I know a lot of people know that I do be, I got a little bit of hands to me. That wasn't the issue. It was a whole separate issue. If you want to be technical, I kicked in my own door. But I got arrested. I had a job at the time, so I didn't worry about getting my record expunged. So when I reapplied for it, when I applied for something else, I found out that I did get the job. However, they rescinded it because of my record. Because burglary in the fourth, as if you don't know, it is a felony. So even though I wasn't charged with it, it's still on my record. Okay,
so just to be clear, they arrested you for this.
Yes, but I was not processed. I was not processed.
So did you get out on your own?
Recon, yes.
Okay.
I didn't have a bail or anything. To be quite honest with you, the police, I just don't think they really wanted to lock me up, because burglary in the fourth is really like if you're an officer and I'm standing next to you and you think that I have this thought about going into a place that I don't have permission to go into, you can lock me up for burglary in the fourth. Right. You understand what I'm saying? That doesn't apply to my situation, because to be frankly honest, I was getting into the apartment to get my stuff.
Right.
So,
Well, I guess did they charge you any kind of destruction of property? I guess the door?
It was because the door got kicked off the hinges. I didn't kick the door off the hinges. Was this during the day? Hinges. Yeah, I think it was like maybe 6 o'clock in the afternoon. It wasn't me that wanted to do this in the first place. I was in a abusive relationship, blah, 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 two from the fourth. He wanted to be what he wanted to be, which was kick the door in.
Okay.
So now that you know the backstory, that's what it is. This, on the 3rd, there was an expungement clinic, free expungement clinic that I went to.
Here in Baltimore?
Yes, on Jefferson Street.
Okay.
I believe it's at the Men's Center.
Okay.
You go in there, if it can be expunged, they'll expunge it for you, depending on whether or not you have a job or not, or, those type of things. But if it can be expunged, It can be expunged. I was in there. And I have to give a shout out to a grandmother, young modern grandmother that I met.
What's a modern grandmother?
Well, she called herself a modern grandmother.
Okay.
And she said she's one of those grandmothers where she loves you, she kisses you, she gives you a little money, and she sends you on about your way. So she's a modern grandmother.
Okay.
That's how she puts it. But
shout out to her.
Right. So now she's 60s, 70s, no later than 80s. Now, my original thought was, what is grandma in here doing? What does she need to get expunged off her record? Now, the only thing I can think of is she wants to A, get in a retirement home.
Okay.
Or B, no, for real.
You got to have a clean record to get in a retirement home?
Yes, because guess what? When I finally got up to close enough to interact with Miss Frankie, it turns out that she is a social worker. Like she's been to college and everything.
Okay.
But she got a little hood in her. A lot of hood in her. So much so that she had 16 charges.
Okay.
On her record.
Wow.
So now in talking to her, guess what? She tried to get in Stella Mars. So for those who don't know, Stella Mars is like a top-notch senior citizens home. So apparently they ran her background and declared that she was
a thug.
Right. So she came into this workshop to get those 16 charges, expunged.
Better late than never.
Right.
And so you were both in there.
Yeah.
And other people.
Both in there, yes.
So you got the charges taken care of?
Well, actually they said, that she'll get a notice in the mail letting you know that it now is clear and what have you. And the lawyer or the public defender, whoever she was, she said that actually now once it is expunged that I could go back and reapply. And even though they know about the charges previous, they can't hold it against me because it's no longer on my record.
Okay.
So for those of you who want to get out of the thug life and come on over, get that record expunged. If it's non-processed, if it's, I think it's 10 years, I think it's a 10-year thing. So if it's been on there for more than 10 years, you can get it expunged. If it's non-processed, you can get it expunged. If it's traffic that you can get locked up for, you can get it expunged.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So anything
absolutely. So that's good to know. That's good to know. I'm sure there are a lot of people that are probably, that's something that they may be battling with.
Yes, and also if you want to, you can go to the library on North Avenue. They do them every Tuesday. I think it's around 1 at the library on North Avenue for expungement. So there are programs out here for, for free or what have you for people to be able to use. You just have to use it and want to use it.
Right. There you have it.
But shout out to Miss Frankie.
Yeah, shout out to her.
And I hope you're getting a Stella Mars.
Right. Right. So a lot of things going on around town, around and about.
Yes.
Wanted to talk with you about. You were at Summer Jam?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Yes, I was. I was backstage working.
I really wanted to go.
It's the model you're in.
I'm not sure what that was. I really wanted to go, by the way.
Okay.
But I did not
get a chance to
go. I really wanted to go.
Well, I got the tea for you. I got all the tea. What you want?
So who was on the concert?
Okay, so we had Lucci.
Okay.
We had Fabulous. We had Monica. We had Rick Ross. Those were the main headliners, but of course we had
I really wanted to see.
Came out.
He performed.
Los was there.
He performed.
Tim Trees, yeah.
How long was he on stage?
For like maybe a half a song.
A half a song. He was on part of somebody else's set.
Yeah.
Whose set was he on?
Band Izzy. I think
Izzy Band. Okay.
I think it was Izzy.
Okay.
And so they had like a few.
So he did
local
what? Bankrolls.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How did the crowd react to that?
You know what? The crowd they had a lot of energy all night for everybody.
I mean, of course, for Bankroll. How did they react to Izzy?
Izzy, I think I was a little bit behind. Well, no, I was on stage.
He's got a lot of energy.
He does. And he's growing. I can see it. You
mean like he's getting taller?
No, he's tall already.
Okay.
He's really tall.
Right.
Because I met him at the show and he's really tall.
Well, for the record, you're not that tall, but
no, I'm only 5'1", and he's like maybe 6.
Okay.
So he's really tall.
Yeah.
But no, like I can just see for him being a newly signed artist.
Yes.
You can already see that he has, some good people behind him.
Yeah.
And so keep up to that success because you see it.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Monica
he was one of the early acts on the stage.
Yes, he was.
Who else was on the stage from here?
I think Los came out, but he didn't perform.
Okay, like kind of went on the stage and did the wave.
Everybody on stage. Everybody.
But they singled him out as saying my man Los on the stage.
And, so they did. They were giving shout outs, and they were, making sure people who were there got recognized for it, which I think is great.
What was the turnout like?
It was a big turnout.
Good turnout.
Yeah. And then people were so nervous earlier, like when we were setting up,
like
just the crew backstage, because when we were setting
nervous
up,
about the turnout.
Because it was raining at first.
Yeah. Ultimately, that's what stopped me from going.
But see, that's the thing.
And then it stopped. Then I saw it. Then it stopped. It cleared up.
It was it.
And then I was just like, okay.
Nobody.
I didn't want to be stomping through the mud and all that. Walk and park far away. You know what I mean? I didn't want to go through all that. Because if I go, I need to take equipment, and you know what I mean. I didn't want shit getting wet.
Right, I understand. I understand that.
Yeah. So, DJs, like what DJs that have spinning music like on stage?
That I don't remember.
Okay.
Because like I said, I was backstage more.
Okay.
Handling things like my job at the time. I guess you can call it a runner.
Yeah.
So I set up everybody's rooms. I set up Fab room. I set up Monica's room. I set up Lucci's room. I set up Rick Ross's room. I got Ice and, so I was a runner. That was my job, to run and make sure everybody had what they had. Make sure people needed what they needed. whatever it was, whether I had to run to the car and get something, run to, cross the hall, whatever it was.
So he had a good turnout.
Yes.
And so everybody was underneath something. So it wasn't like they were sitting out.
No, because the Pier 6 is big enough.
Sure.
So I think it was people back there.
Back to the
all
grass?
the way back. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a nice turnout.
All right, so let's get into some of the headliners. As far as the national acts, who were some of the national acts on
Monica.
Stage? Okay.
She did an awesome job.
Was she up there for a long time?
Yeah, she did a nice good set. She did a nice.
So she did the hits.
Yes.
And did she do any new stuff? Okay, all hits.
But everything, all hits. But that's the good thing about Monica. Whether she does something new or not,
was she able to showcase her voice and how well she can sing?
Yeah, even in
she can sing.
Yeah, she can. Even when we were when she was practicing, doing sound check and whatever, you can tell that there's true talent in her voice because you can hear it.
Yeah, that she has a polish.
Yes,
she can hold her notes. Yes, how does she look?
She's clean, and Monica can do no wrong, baby.
Yeah,
Mother Monica. Shout out to you. Your presence is beautiful. It's humbling. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like she was supposed to go on a little bit earlier. And so she went on a little bit later to kind of accommodate some of the other stars that some
of the Hollywood stuff.
Yes.
Okay. It happens. Because was she seemed cool about it.
Yeah, and I took a picture with her. She's nice. She's really I can't Monica can do no wrong.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to her. I've had a chance to meet her on occasion in Atlanta.
Yeah, and she's beautiful.
Yeah.
She's humble. She's really you can really tell. And I think her husband was there too.
Yeah, before she got married, I almost scooped her up.
Well,
I almost put Monica on my team.
Well, she's got one.
Well, she's good. She's good.
She's got one because the thing I loved about it is that even though the spotlight is on her, he's there with the camera and he's there.
That's good.
You want me to take the picture or do I need to hold? He's supportive, and that's again, Monica. You deserve it.
Yeah, she deserves it. She deserves it. Shout out to her.
She's been through.
She's been through a lot. She's been through a lot. And people singing along with her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, the crowd was in love with her.
Yeah, she's really nice. She's really nice. So what other national artists did we see on the stage? Ross.
He came out. By the way,
was he late?
Actually, no. I think, but. So
was he the last act?
Yeah, he was the last, but you have to keep in mind, I guess people don't understand that, sometimes artists get pushed back, not because they want to get pushed back, but because their flight may have been delayed they may have missed that flight or, some kind of communication. In Rick Ross's case, he was a little late, but it was because his luggage was lost. So he had to go and, get his wardrobe together. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that has nothing to do with Rick himself. It's his luggage that was misplaced.
Right.
So things like that. Because he got
the biggest luggage. Because he's the biggest boss.
The biggest
luggage. Yeah.
To each his own. But he did a good job. He made the crowd.
How did the crowd react on him?
Yeah, the crowd was
loving it. I've seen his show.
It.
He's got a good show.
Yeah, and he made my homegirl TT so happy. Wow. He then walked up on her while he was performing. You know how performers. No, she was on the stage. She was a part of the the crew. Yeah. And so I thought that was real cool to see. I like to see when artists do stuff like that because it makes them a little more real in terms
more down to earth.
Right. In terms of that, when you can be an artist and you see people rapping along, but you still humble yourself enough to walk over to somebody and make that person feel however you want them to
and
feel.
And it's a fan, yeah.
Right.
A fan of your music.
Right.
Did he travel with a lot of people?
No, not really. I'm not to me, I can say not really because I'm used to being backstage and I'm used to seeing celebrities and I'm used to seeing their entourages and it being huge and what have you. It wasn't that.
So he really wasn't MC Hammer.
No, he's not.
Because,
he's not.
Hammer traveled for a lot.
Hammer traveled with 300 every time.
Yeah.
But you can't knock him because that 300 is 300 that he employed.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
From Oakland, because we're talking about Hammer.
Right.
So
But Fab.
Well, before we get to, did Ross bring any people with him?
No.
Nobody came out. Okay.
No.
All right. So Fabulous.
Fab rocked it.
FABA whatever, you know how to spell it.
Fab came out. I just think he.
So
I like Fab.
In the term of the lineup,
in the
term of the lineup, was he before Monica or after Monica?
He was actually before, I believe.
As he should be.
Because Monica, I think it was Monica, and then it was Rick, and because Rick was the last one.
Yeah, as he should
be. And so that's how that went. And as far as Fab goes, let me say this: I'm a Fab fan. One of my favorite Fab songs is "Bite." Bitch, I'm trying to eat.
Okay.
That's a song. Okay. But in terms of who's a current artist and versus who's a veteran, you're a veteran.
Talking about a Fab.
Yeah, Fab. You're a veteran. So while people love your music and people will sing along to your music, it is not what's on the radio right now. It is not popping. So for you to try to demand certain things like, oh, I want to go on when the crowd gets a little bit, fuller. Who are you to determine that?
Yeah, I mean,
you're Fab.
Well, I mean, because I guess you're kind of okay. He demands a certain amount of respect and attention, notoriety. He's got a certain amount of hits.
Yeah,
so you don't think that he could say, I don't want to go on yet. It's still light out there. I want to wait.
But that's cool. But at the same token, you have to realize there are hotter people right now than Fab. Again, Lucci, who performed.
Yeah, so he probably looks at some of the newer guys and saying, I put in more work. So let them go out early.
And absolutely.
You don't think that he can do that?
Absolutely. But listen, everybody has to take a back seat at some point in their career.
Sure.
So your back seat is not taking
his back seat was today.
Your back seat was today. Your back seat was Lucci is a little more popping right now.
Okay. I don't think he cared about that.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to, but in a city like this.
So first of all, shout out to Icon Entertainment.
Yes, shout out to Icon, shout out to Miss Tracy. Shout outs to everyone who works on that team, because it is definitely, it's a team. It's a great thing.
Absolutely. She's doing her thing. And so I'm sure that she's had to deal with a lot of people getting Hollywood and doing that kind of stuff anyway. So she handled it well. She ain't had to rough them up. I see.
No, she didn't. And then that's another thing that I like about working alongside of Miss Tracy, because she is a woman, and in this industry that we work in, far as music is concerned, we will always be women, regardless of how powerful we are, regardless of how many downs that we had to take to get to the spot. People still want to try us because we are women. And so for her to say, look, this is how it's going to go, this is what it is, let's make this happen, and you see it, it's a good thing. And so, she handled it right. She handled it like she was supposed to. And most importantly, nobody outside knew. So the crowd didn't know what was going on. But
the thing is this kind of thing happens a lot.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
It happens a lot.
It really does. And if you're following Miss Tracy, keep following her, because she has some good things coming up, especially about
Icon Entertainment.
Yeah, especially about the backside of the industry. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because
she give you some behind the scenes look. Yes, she has a lot of contacts and a lot of things like that. And definitely shout out to her, and we always support everything that they have going on.
Yes.
So you said Lucci. So how did Lucci do?
The crowd loved him.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
You got some hot songs out there.
Right, because Fab went on and Lucci went right on after Fab, and the crowd was pumped for Fab, but when Lucci came out, you heard the crowd go crazy.
So when you think about the 92Q helped promote this, as well as a lot of other people, DTLR. Do you think that the the demographic for the crowd was more younger, more older? Was it a mix?
It was a mix.
I mean, because Monica doesn't have anything on the radio right now either.
No, but see the difference about like this is the difference that I want people to realize. R&B, it's still different than rap.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying? Teddy is dead.
Were there a lot of girls in there?
Teddy is dead, but you can still turn off them lights.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So
sure.
It's a difference. A R&B singer can have no hits past 90 and come out and still sell out a show.
True that. Okay.
But for a rapper, and it's not true for all people, because shout out to R. Kelly. I heard 3 tour dates then got shut down because poor ticket sales. Well, so it can happen.
That's definitely I definitely want to again congratulate Icon Entertainment and 92Q and everybody that was involved with that on a successful event. They got a fall event coming up.
Yes, we have Gucci here come.
Yeah. So I think I will be there for that.
Yeah, I missed him the last time, but I got to see LaFleur. I got to see my Gucci.
All right, so we'll definitely keep people posted on that. It's a good segue. You mentioned R. Kelly, and we were talking about R. Kelly yesterday.
Okay.
Like I said, like you were saying, tour dates.
Yes.
There's been confusion about that.
Yes. I don't think it's confusion anymore, people. I think that R. Kelly is done for.
Well, he's claiming that tour dates weren't canceled.
Okay, well, 3 tour dates have just been canceled, not postponed.
Yeah.
Not, well, we're going to move some dates around and come back to this date.
Right.
They're canceled because of poor ticket sales. And R. Kelly is in denial. He's delusional. I think that I understand that he probably wanted to be the Black Hugh Hefner. I get that.
Sure.
But the way he went about it probably was wrong.
Right.
And let's be for real. We almost didn't let you back in after the whole piss on me situation. It was only because Dave Chappelle made us laugh that we.
Oh, so you think that took away from it?
Yeah.
So the family of Jocelyn Savage, she's one of the girls. She's the girl who came out and was talking about
how
she's not being held against her will. Her family has hired a team of lawyers to get her out of R. Kelly's house. I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know about that.
I'm going to tell you why I think as they should. Okay. I've watched
she is an adult.
Video. She is an adult, but I've watched the video. Okay?
She does seem like she's reading the paper.
And from what we were just talking about earlier, as far as my charges are concerned, I was in an abusive relationship. So I know what it feels like to have someone over your shoulder, making sure that you don't say the wrong thing.
Police have investigated this.
Mm-hmm.
She continues to assert that she is doing what she wants to do.
And that's fine. So if that's the case, leave her. But, at one point, I was saying I was okay too.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I was saying, "Oh no, I'm good. I can, I can handle it."
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? At one point, I sat in my mother's face right after I just had a full fight with this man on Thanksgiving. I'm talking about a full nigga fight. Even though you're a dude and I'm a female, I'm fighting you like we're 2 men scrapping on the street.
Right.
I just had to fight him. And then go to my mother's house for Thanksgiving and eat Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to portray to everybody how fine I am, how okay I am, how things are okay, and I'm happy. And
so you don't believe what she's saying, because have you also seen situations where people think you don't want to do something, but you really do? So they're both sides. They're two sides to this.
There's 2 sides to everything. Listen, people don't know that they're a victim until they feel like they have been victimized. Do you understand what I'm saying? It took me to lose my apartment, to lose my car, to lose my job, to have to move back home, to not having $1 in my pocket, to realize that this situation is not all that I make it appear to be.
Sure, and holding on to it. So her parents,
and that's what her parents
they've hired attorneys, and they are expected to contact R. Kelly's attorneys in order to discuss some type of feasibility of reconnecting her with the family sometime this year. So what they want is to be able to speak with their daughter.
And who doesn't? Like, if you had a child, let's be clear about this. If that was my daughter,
your adult daughter,
over. I don't care if they 85, 65, 75, 55.
But clearly she doesn't want to speak to the parents. So they're going to try to get a lawyer to do that. Maybe she don't want to talk to them.
Okay, that's fine, but I'm just supposed to stop trying as your parent.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
She is 21.
And 21, she's barely an adult.
R. Kelly is 50.
You're barely an adult.
I'm sure her father is probably that age.
Right. You're barely an adult. You were sent to college to get an education, not to be in somebody's house. Like, that's a pimp hoe situation.
Well, let's also keep in mind, Jocelyn brought this to the forefront. Her father played a part in her even going to live with R. Kelly. So, the situation seems kind of weird.
Listen, I'm going to be very honest with you. I got into a scam not too long, years ago, where I ended up in Philly. Okay. Now, the only smart thing about me is I wasn't sure whether or not it was a scam or not. So I made it so that I could only go on the weekends.
When you say a scam,
it was a scam because it was a scam. Okay.
Okay.
It was a scam.
I got you.
It was a whole scam. It was supposed to be for a modeling gig, but it turned out to be something totally different.
Right.
But in terms of me kind of being aware that there are traps and there are tricks and there are things out there, I went along with it, but only if I could do this on the weekends, because this was training that I was supposed to be going to. I was supposed to be going to training in Philly. So I said, well, I'm not dropping out of college. I still want my college degree. So you just got to make an arrangement for me to be able to do this on the weekends. I did, but it ended up being
not working out. Yeah, it didn't work out.
It wasn't a model contract. Okay.
Okay.
But if I would have allowed myself to stay in that situation right now, I wouldn't be here talking to you. I would be God knows where, doing God knows what, with people who could potentially be making me do the things that this girl is doing.
Okay. But you had the ability to walk away from it.
I was in the right mind to walk away.
So do you think that there were girls who were unable to walk away?
Yes.
That's unfortunate.
Yes. Because I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one who got out. I know there are plenty other people who have gotten out of really crazy situations. Do you understand what I'm saying? But your mind has to be strong enough to want to get out. Again, if she doesn't feel like she's a victim, she's not going to act as a victim. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Right. If she thinks this is all, it's like Stockholm syndrome. Yeah. You kidnapped me. I'm staying with you for long enough that now I developed a love for you. So even though my family is saying, oh no, we need you home, this is not right, I'm saying, oh, I'm okay, I love him, things are going on, we're no, I just have a Stockholm syndrome because this man done locked me up for a year. Only person I know is him, so he the only person I love. He the only person that make me feel good, because for a year I've been locked up in this room doing whatever it is I'm allowed. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So your mind has to be strong enough to say, hold on, wait a minute. This ain't right. No, I'm going back where I came from.
Right.
Come hell or high water.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So that's the situation with her.
And you have lost your black card, R. Kelly. Let's be real. We don't want you.
Hopefully that works out. And I said this yesterday too. Last thing on R. Kelly. Some people are comparing it to Hugh Hefner.
No.
And his lifestyle.
No, it's not. You want to know why it's not the same?
Well, I think it's different as well. I think the big difference to me is that Hugh Hefner is selling sex.
And this is a willing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Every playboy is willing to be a playboy.
Yeah, but the thing is that willing is subjective. So this young girl said, we saw her on camera say, wasn't very convincingly, but she did say she was not held against her will. And like I said, and she said her father had a hand in her even being there in the first place.
Okay, that's just like you. Okay, that's just like you sign your child up for this camp, Camp Falls Way. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, you think it looks nice, it looks charming, it looks beautiful. You're talking to the counselors. Everybody's nice. Oh, your child's gonna do this. Oh, your child's gonna do that. You sign the permission slip. You pay the money. Your child goes. All of a sudden, your child gets there, and it's not a cabin with bunk beds. It's a tent in the middle of nowhere. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So now your child, even though your child is there, and your child, and once your child is get there, they're out of your reach, which means whoever is in charge of your children are saying, all right, smile for the camera, cheese. We sending these pictures home to make it look like we out here having a good
Well, I think
time.
they should have done better research going in. They should have done better research.
Yeah, it's R. Kelly,
so we'll definitely keep people posted on that. Last thing I want to talk about, the Baltimore ceasefire.
I heard. I've seen the flyers everywhere, and I do. I'm glad you brought that up because me and my best friend have been having these conversations lately about the state of Baltimore.
Okay.
And because she's not originally from here, she's originally from Jersey. Shouts to Jersey, but she came up here for college. Okay, she went to Coppin and kind of stayed here. Yeah. But
what would you want to go back to Jersey for?
And so she just finally watched all of The Wire, the whole entire Wire, right? So once she finally watched it, well, actually before that, we had a conversation because she was like, apply for these jobs. And I'm telling her, girl, I got a Muslim name and I got a record. Come on. This is Baltimore. And she didn't quite understand what I was saying to her. She watched The Wire and she called me and said, girl, I finally get it. She said, oh my God, we was down McCullough Homes shooting for Guns and Grams, and McCullough Homes looked the same as it did when they was shooting for The Wire. I said, so you really think they finna put money into the projects? For what? Then where would they go to take project-ish stuff?
What?
Now, it sounds crazy. It does. It sounds crazy. But think about it. McCullough Homes, which is probably like our last surviving old school apartment complexes, if you will. Projects, whatever. McCullough Homes, right? So every movie that's a hood movie gets shot in McCullough Homes. Guns and Grams, The Wire, everything. But it still looks the same. So her thing was, why does it look the same if you didn't made all this money off of the projects?
Yeah, well, they didn't give the money to the projects.
Exactly, but why would they fix the projects?
I don't think that they keep it like that for people just to film, because there's a lot of rundown places in the city that they can film at.
There is.
So it's plenty of those. But I mean, I get your point. But this ceasefire, we're over 200 murders in the city.
I think we're over more than that.
No, I said we're over 200. Oh. So yeah, we're over. We're 200.
Like 4. We're like maybe 4.
We're not 4. We're in the 200s, but I mean we're over 200. And
we had a ceasefire.
There's been a ceasefire that they've been promoting for a couple of months. Mm-hmm. Some of the organizers have come here and talked on several shows about it. I think it's a wonderful idea. Yeah. As of yesterday. Well, as of midnight,
we've had 0 murders.
We've had 0
so far
for 24 hours, which is amazing.
In the city of Baltimore. And if you're watching and you're not familiar with what we mean by it's amazing to have a 24-hour ceasefire at the very least, it's because we are affectionately, unfortunately, are at maybe like a number 1 and number 6 on the worst cities list as of violence. As violence goes, we're number 1 and we're number 6. That's Baltimore, Maryland. And so when you look at that, that holds weight. And so that means that's a murder, at least a murder and a half every day for the entire year to be able to surpass the likes of Chirac. I mean, Chicago. And, all the other high crime areas. And so for the people who put the ceasefire together, I do want to say thank you.
Yes, absolutely. I think that it is great because
we need it.
Yeah.
Desperately, because we shoot to kill, and that's crazy. You know what I mean? That I live in such a beautiful city that has such a high crime rate, because it's beautiful here.
Yeah, it is. It's very much so.
We have a lot of talent.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen a lot of negative feedback about the ceasefire, which I didn't understand. Some people saying, "Why only a weekend?"
Because
that's low expectations.
Because we have to start from somewhere.
Absolutely, yeah,
and it's always going to be a hater.
People just say dumb shit.
Somebody's always going to have something to say regardless of what you're doing. You can be positive all year round. Say, for example, look at what they're doing to Kaepernick. They are literally trying to blackball this man.
Well, NFL says he's not blackballed.
So why he ain't got a job? Didn't the Ravens want to pick him up?
Yeah, well, I mean, they still have not said whether they're going to pick him up or not. I don't think that they will. I wish that they would. But they continue
because he is being blackballed. I don't care what nobody says. He's being blackballed. But it starts for somewhere. So, 1 weekend can turn into another weekend.
Absolutely.
Can turn
into
a week.
A 72-hour period. Considering the fact that people have been dying
every day.
Yeah.
To the point where my block just this week alone has had maybe like 2 deaths around White Lock. You know what I mean? Like right there on the corner, they got the balloons and current on White Lock and McCullough because somebody passed away. Then down the street on Drew Hill, somebody passed away. And so to have a 24-hour ceasefire, next we need the weed to be legalized.
Slow down. I'm sure that's coming though.
I'm just saying. It helps.
So I thought it was very interesting that Erica Bridgeford, one of the organizers, is saying that no one's taking credit. No organization is taking credit for it. They just want it to be something of the residents of the city.
That is
I think
beautiful.
That's really, really, really good idea.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have did it like that.
I mean, no,
I think it's great. That's why she's one of the organizers, because she was thinking about it selflessly.
Right. Yes. Like, and again, listen, when you don't take credit for things that go in a successful way, best believe the credit is already given to you, because what you put out in the universe, you get it back 10 times full. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she didn't need recognition. People know.
Yes. And that's right. And I'm really glad that this is happening. Hopefully, this can be something that can happen annually,
right?
And then we can just keep making these movements forward. So it's just 24 hours is already
it's a start.
It's a victory to me. So whatever happens between the next 2 days or so, I still think that this is a victory. Even if it gets violated and someone is killed, I still think that the fact that this was put together, the fact that this was organized, the fact that yesterday it was trending.
Yes. The fact that we still have
on Facebook and on Twitter.
The fact that we still have 0 murders right now.
Right now, yeah.
From everything that we have already. I just want people to understand a break, whether it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 24 hours, 72 hours, it is a rest.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has to go to a funeral. Nobody has to worry about how they're going to pay for this casket. Do you understand what I'm saying? So stop being so negative. Maybe that's why you can't get nowhere in life, because you're busy being negative. Negative Nancy's get nowhere. Try to be positive, because we all have to live in this space together. We all have to be here together. I like to spend the rest of my time on earth in a positive manner. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So it's been interesting. Will you be back next week?
Yes, I will. I love being here. Listen, for people who don't know, me and this guy go back a long time. And for him to give me this opportunity to do this show is wonderful. I said that before.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said that on live air.
So I don't think you have. Yeah.
I'm going to say it now. I love to do stuff like this. I've done this stuff before. And for you to give me the opportunity to do it again.
You're good at it?
It's beautiful. And thank you.
Absolutely.
So be here.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. So social media, do you want to plug any social media?
Yeah, it's Rifa to you, RIFAH with the number 2 and the letter U. You better jump on there quick, fast, and hurry because it's actually unprivate right this second. I don't know how long.
Yeah, but you don't know.
How long. Maybe till the ceasefire's over.
Yes,
I don't really know.
How about that?
But
72 hours. Open season. You never know what's going to come back again.
So go ahead, hit that like button before that page goes back to private.
Absolutely. So I'm at the Diamond K Show at Radio on Fire. Of course, radioonfire.com.
Yes.
So you'll be back next week.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. Yes. So have a great weekend.
You too.
Thank you very much.
And I hope you have some. I know you're going to have some stories for me. I know it.